My name is David, and this is The Big Shut-In, stories from quarantine. So it's Friday, March 27th. And the big news today is that the first stimulus package, or is this the second stimulus package? But the big one, the first one that really is supposed to be aimed at helping people who have been economically affected by being out of work, has passed Congress. And the famous $1,200 checks are going to be cut. And it's hard not to just kind of scoff at the idea that a one-time payment of $1,200 is going to make a significant difference in the lives of a significant amount of people. And particularly when you start hearing that it's that's an amount that rolls off after a certain amount of income, and that amount of income is, at $100,000 a year, you get nothing, whether you've been put out of work or not. It sounds like from this, and even that one time, not nothing amount of money, but not a huge amount of money by anyone's measures, I think. It's an amount of money that feels to me like that scene in The Godfather where the heavies go out to confront the paparazzi who are surrounding the Don's daughter's wedding. And they grab the cameras and they smash them on the ground, and they pull out a wad of $100 bills and just throw down a couple $100 bills at the photographer who's now on the ground, to pay for the damage. It feels like that to me. It doesn't feel like a studied attempt at alleviating the economic situation that's being presented. It feels like, hey kid, here's a couple $100. Don't spend it all in one place. And then you hear the news that this tiny package of money is taxable. They're going to take 40% of it back at the end of the year. That's just... what do they think that's going to accomplish? I don't know anyone here in New York who $1,200 can cover their rent for the month. But having said that, there are places in the country where rent is less, where people make less, where their expenses are less. And there are people in that situation who are out of work. And for whom, an infusion of a few $100, $1,000 could keep them afloat for a month anyway. I talked to someone like that, my friend Candace. Candace is a musician, and she and her boyfriend, my friend Louie, who I've known since high school, moved from Brooklyn to Durham, North Carolina about 2 years ago, largely because the cost of living was less. And they found decent jobs down there, and they were making a decent living, but now they're both out of work, and they're both staring down the barrel of rent and expenses in a way that is really terrifying and very present. And I know there are a lot of people in our much heralded gig economy who are in similarly difficult situations at the thought of losing a month's wages, of losing 2 months, of being out of work for 8 weeks and having no income. And I'll be honest with you, if we had no income coming in this month and next month, we'd be sunk too, honestly. So anyway, here's Candace.
And one day at a time, me and my partner Lou were both laid off when this started.
What were you doing? Where were you working?
I was waiting tables at a really cool place, actually. I really like it. It's like a sort of a farm-to-table Asian contemporary place. It's one of the best places in Durham to eat, really. But
sounds delicious. So
yeah.
you were waiting tables there, and
A few years, yeah.
And where was Lou working?
Lou was working at a bar, like a nice bar downtown.
As a bartender?
No, he was doing the door, but I actually pay really well for bouncers. Like, and he like around here, he was making $18 an hour, which is great for that kind of a job. Durham has got a lot of different types of people and a very huge population of very low income people, and a lot of people got laid off. So that concerns me a little bit because the like sort of unrest going on. We happen to have like pretty kind of cheap rent for a few months because there's 5 of us living in this house because we're all in a band together. There's 5 of us sharing a 3-bedroom. However, that's not going to save us from not working for a really long time, you know. I mean, we still have to make some money.
So everyone's been laid off, right? You're not.
Everyone in our house has been laid off. However, few of the people were working until just like 3 days ago. The mayor finally did an actual stay-at-home order.
And what is your landlord saying? I mean, what are the
About the rent?
expectations?
Well,
Yeah.
actually, we got an email. So it's a realty company, but they sent us an email and they said that any tenants who thought they would not be able to pay rent could contact them and try to negotiate some kind of a thing. So they are trying to be somewhat open-minded with people.
I mean, what do they imagine people can negotiate if?
I'm not sure because I haven't talked to them yet. I think we'll be okay only because there's 5 of us. It just happens to be in we none of us had more than $400 savings, but that our rent with 5 people is like $300 each. So that's
Still, that's 1 month then.
yeah, and not even including bills and whatnot. So yes,
Food?
it's not going to cover that much. I mean, I've been watching the stimulus package thing for quite a while, and I'm like, how long do they think it's going to take to get here? You know, like maybe we can pay rent and then just like hope that money comes in time. But I don't want to really gamble like that yet before I know for sure that it's coming. You know. But I also have family here. I'm lucky enough that I could probably ask them for help if I needed to. I know that's not the case for everybody, so I'm lucky in that. But I don't want to, so I'd prefer not to have to ask them, you know.
I mean, when I hear that, I mean, my concern, here
Mhm.
in New York, things are getting bad.
I see it. I see that on the news, yeah.
But we're still. I mean, they're saying here it's going to be a month or 2, 6 weeks, 8 weeks even before it's going to be as bad as it's going to get here. And you guys are a month behind that.
Oh yeah, we're pretty far behind. However, we have the most cases behind Charlotte in North Carolina because of these huge medical facilities we have in the area. However, I have a close connection to New York, having lived there for 15 years, and I know people that are sick that are friends of mine.
Yeah.
It feels close to home. I feel very afraid for all of that. I have one friend that did get it, but he actually is in the clear at this point, so that's good. But it's been like 12 days or something. His fever broke after 10, I think.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, it sounds like you can pay a month's rent. You guys get a stimulus package. Maybe that's another month's rent. Maybe what's the 4th month look like? You know, you must be thinking about that.
Oh, definitely. I definitely am. I don't want to like bank everything on this package, but if we did get it, we've all claimed unemployment, which means supposedly we get another $600 on top of what we've claimed for unemployment for 4 months or something like that. That's what it says. I'm afraid to get my hopes up too much. I honestly, in the beginning, before the stimulus package idea sort of came up, I mean, I know that everyone had the idea, but before it seemed like even we knew what was going to happen, I really was panicking, like really, really panicking. But there was nothing I could do, and it was really hard to not. I had to stop reading the articles online for a little bit because I was just like, I'm not good at not working. I've never been someone who's good at, I mean, I'm not saying that there are people who are good at not working, but I like to have a routine and a schedule, and all of those things make me feel more in control of things that maybe I'm not in control of anyway, but, you know, it makes me feel like my world makes sense, you know, in whatever form, I'm not sure that it makes me feel that way, but yeah, it just makes me feel like a part of the community. It makes me feel like, lots of different things. And that's all been taken away from me. And I have too much time to think about it. And like, also, I went into all this with a pretty bad cold, which has pretty much passed, but I never had a fever or anything. And of course, I'm thinking like, oh my God, what if I like have this thing also, and then I can't work even longer because of that or something? But at the time, I would. The more I read about it, it seems that we're gonna have to do this for at least a month. I think maybe 6 weeks.
Tell me about the build up to being laid off, if that's the right word.
Yeah, it happened. Yes, I know. I think I know what you mean. It happened very fast to me. Like, I think things were happening before in New York, before we started to really hear about it completely. Like, before we were all like, oh, what's this about? Like, I remember I went out actually to a nice little like breakfast place with my dad because he lives nearby. And the staff at the place were closing an hour early to have a meeting about the coronavirus. But everybody had just started hearing about it. Like, it wasn't even, nobody really understood what was going on yet. Like, so it was the 17th. And then Tuesday is when our governor in North Carolina he went and declared that we could all apply for unemployment due to coronavirus, that they were going to set up the website for that, and that you wouldn't have to wait. And normally you have to wait a week to apply here for unemployment, but you wouldn't have to wait. You could do it right away. And I think he did a little bit more to open it up for people. So I signed us both up. I mean, I made a claim right away for both of us. So but it's actually really frightening because we both got there. It's called a monetary determination. We both got nothing close to what we actually made. It's like 50% basically. So Lou, and they base it on what job you had from October 2018 to September 2019. And don't ask me why. I've never done employment. To me, that seems crazy, but they call it the base pay. But so like where they based Lou's, he was actually not working a lot of that period, and like the job he had made it look like he was making basically nothing. So he got approved for $44 a week. That's just laughable. No, it's not funny, but it is funny. Wait, get this, $44 a week with a total maximum benefit of $528.
Total aggregate.
Total. That's the most you can get. Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine someone actually trying to live off that? And then I got approved for $276 a week, and I made like $500 or $600 a week at that job. So I don't even understand how that's so. That's incredible. So these are all the things I was panicking about. Like, what? Basically, we got $300 a week. So, but that's, oh my God, that's not enough.
So tell me about your situation, your quarantine situation, right? So you're in this house with your partner, but then some other people.
So it wasn't originally going to be all five. So basically, we have a 3-bedroom. Me and Lou, our partner, obviously, we have our bedrooms together. And then we had already invited the two guys that play music with us in this band in February, the beginning of February, to move in with us. We're just going to do this for a while. I don't think, both of them plan to live here for long. But now that this is all gone done, like maybe they were going to live here for 3 months. So while we tried to get some work done, because it was just good timing for all of us. So we figured, it'd be really cheap rent. And then all of this happened. It's just a total crazy thing. Maybe they're going to end up living here for a while. I don't know.
But I mean, is that comfortable? I mean, I'm getting, I'm bouncing off the walls a little bit being in here with my family who I love. If I were stuck in a place with some people that I merely liked, I would be out of my mind at this point. Are you okay? I mean, how you doing?
Yeah, no, actually, we all get along really well. That was lucky. I mean, we already had been playing music together for a while since we moved down here. And then I didn't say the fifth person is the girlfriend. So she's here too. But that kind of happened because we kind of like invited her to stay here because she's trying to sublet her apartment when this stuff went down. So that wasn't in the original plan, but it's actually worked. I mean, surprisingly, I think because of what's going on, we've all been really cool with each other because we all understand that this is a really stressful thing. And our house is kind of set up big enough and like secluded enough that all the bedrooms, you're not really hearing each other or bothering each other too much. But still, yeah, it's close quarters for sure. I think we all just understand how vital it is that we don't let things get bad between us.
And do you have enough food and what you need for now to be socked in for a minute?
Yeah, we're okay. I mean, we're still going to the grocery store and stuff, but we're not trying to go a lot. But we have enough food in the house for maybe 2 weeks. No, that's not. There's probably not enough food for 2 weeks. But if you ate everything, like even if it didn't have anything like proper to go with it, if you just ate all the rice by itself too and everything, we probably have enough for 2 weeks. But it is 5 people, 5 adults.
That one can of soup, I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah,
been there
right.
A long time.
I know, and beans, like weird beans in the back that it's pretty old. I don't know.
Well, listen, just take care of yourself, would you? And be as safe as you can. And as frugal as you can.
Oh,
I'd love
definitely,
to.
you too.
I'd love to check in with you again in a few weeks and see how you're doing.
Yeah, we'll see how this package thing goes out. It may be things are feeling much easier then. I'm kind of just like I said, taking it a day at a time right now because I can't let myself get too freaked out, Gotta keep my cool, Playing music is helping.
That's Candace's band playing in the background. They're called Fall of Another Year, and you can find them on Facebook and Bandcamp. This is The Big Shut-In. My name is David Hoffman, and this is a production of Race Car Radio. If you have feedback for me or a story that you would like to share, you can reach me at TheBigShutIn@racecarradio.com.